I'm gonna go meet someone who likes belly buttons. It's just like so wild. OMG. You guys are listening or watching my first episode of the Jordan Jones podcast. So let's hear a round of applause. Woo! I'm so excited to take you guys along on this journey with me. You guys can always watch the video versions on YouTube on my YouTube channel, or you can listen on all streaming platforms or where you find your podcasts always. And another thing, you guys get to send in your anonymous emails to jordan@strawhutmedia.com to be featured in any of my podcasts. So on today's episode, we're going to be talking about belly buttons, reckless driving, texting your ex, and so much more. So just get ready. Let's get into the first episode. And again, thanks for listening. So let's get into our first confession. And like you guys know, we always keep it anonymous unless you want to be included in this. So let's get on with the first confession. Big fan of you and your work. We also share the same birthday. Well, happy early birthday. Anyways, my confession is that in the middle of some hard times, instead of using the stimulus check on like necessities, I used to fly out to meet someone that also likes belly buttons. And we spent 2 days together doing stuff. And I've lied about that trip ever since, and I made up an imaginary friend that I randomly visited during the pandemic. Yeah, it was fun, but dumb. That's how she ended it. Okay. I don't know if I really want to imagine that, but like, you know how people have like foot fetish? I'd assume that they want to like look at feet and touch feet and like play with someone's foot, but belly buttons is just crazy. Like people have like the innies and the outies, like I get that. So like I have never heard this one. That is a first. I mean, I can't like, I'm not gonna judge you, but I feel like it's a little bit more normal to spend the money with like your best friend to go to the Outer Banks together because you've always wanted to go there. But it's just funny because like you chose someone that I don't think knew, because you said you flew out to meet someone who also likes belly buttons. It's just like kind of a crazy story. Like, oh, I'm not going to go with like my brother. I'm not going to go see my grandma. I'm going to go meet someone who likes belly buttons. It's just like, that is a crazy confession. And I feel like everyone learns a lesson, and maybe you think that was a waste, or I shouldn't have spent my money on that. You know what? Maybe you had to go do this to learn that lesson. So I guess your moral of the story was that you probably shouldn't do that again. But, everyone wants to have fun and do something crazy once and probably never again. So I guess that's what happened to you as well. I like how they put their Instagram too. Okay, I will comment on this because this person had it out for me. And you know what? If you want to come at me, you can. If you want to say something that's bothering you about yourself or me or someone else, I'm just here to read it. And I'm going to keep that promise with this show. No matter how crazy it is, you guys can put in your little 2 cents in this little iPad right here. And if you want to know the email that you guys can send to me, it's jordan@strawhutmedia.com. So this is where you guys can send your advice questions, your confessions, and all that jazz, or coming at me, because this is what this person did. They want me to make a PSA about using a mobile device while driving. I set a bad example for young people by posting videos of me driving while holding my phone. If you want young people to learn any value from your podcast, then it should be the dangers of distracted driving. You have any opportunity to do the right thing here. It's a win-win for you. Choosing to ignore this and continue the reckless driving behaviors would be unwise. Whoa, that's crazy. Let's just start out by saying, when I get in my car, I have driving mode go off on my Tesla. So majority of the time, I can't even open my phone. I can't take a video. I can't do anything. And anyone that texts me gets a text saying, Jordan is driving on focus mode. You know that setting? That's very safe. So if there's one thing I do want to convince you guys all to do is to turn on driving mode. It senses when you're in your vehicle, or if Bluetooth is turned on. It's crazy. I literally like shut my door and it's like driving mode. And I don't even get to like text my mom being like, leaving my house now, or like something. I like basically don't open my phone because I get so mad that you like literally can't swipe up. So that's one piece of advice. And that is what I do have on. And again, you can turn it off for certain situations. And yes, I pulled like at a light, basically. I put video on and I put 0.5, and I was driving because I can drive with one hand. Everyone can. And I literally held the phone like this. Didn't look at it once. You can see in the video. Didn't even look at it. And then as I was done driving, guess what? I didn't even press end video. I put my phone down on the seat and I continued driving. Then when I safely got to a light again, turned the video off, got to my destination, edited the video, and posted it. Okay? So technically, I only looked at my phone during a red light. Okay? Number 2, I am pretty sure every single person that has ever gotten behind a wheel is guilty of texting while driving or anything. And no, I don't condone it. No, it's not okay. But literally no one can come at anybody for doing that because everybody has done it. It's not safe. You shouldn't do it, but everyone's done it. So it's one of those things. I posted that video saying that I did get pulled over right after that video was taken. Let's actually get into that story time real quick. I'm literally driving to a Too Faced event, and I'm like so excited. You know, I'm at a light and I pull my phone out, and then by the time I got to the next light and I pull my phone down, I look in my rear view and I'm like, ha, there's a motorcycle coming. Like, I bet it's a cop. Like, he's just gonna expect me to just zoom off when the light turns green, but I see him. So I'm like, haha, like I'm on to you. Like, I'm obviously not gonna like zoom right off, or because my car also has an exhaust and that's illegal. And a bunch of other things on my car. It's super modified. So like I can get a ticket for like at least 4 things on that car. It's a modified Lamborghini. Like, what do you expect? Okay. So I was like, and so my tags were sent. You know how every year you have to pay for registration and tags. So I paid for my registrations, but they didn't send me my tags because you have to get a smog test, and I can't get a smog test, and they didn't send me my tags. So I was like, oh my gosh, like if he gets me, it's gonna be for expired reg, because that like I'm not gonna speed and like he's not gonna get anything else. So anyways, this little motorcycle is coming and he goes into the right lane, like the turning lane. I'm in the left lane right here, turning lane. So he like gets into the middle in the right turning lane, and I'm like, ha, like I knew it was a cop. Like the light turns green and I'm like upshift, like my car is like as quiet as it can be and I'm just going the speed limit. He gets behind me and puts his lights on. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's gonna get me for my expired registration. Of course, like what else could it be? Like I wasn't speeding because I was following like a Tesla, and I was like just like cruising down Sunset. Like the speed limit is 35, but like no one goes 35 on that road. So I was going with traffic, if anything. Like I wasn't the fastest car. I wasn't reckless driving in any way, whatever. I was like, okay, well, I was just driving with this Tesla. I'm fine. So he pulls me over, and I am pulled over for like 40 minutes, and 2 more cops come, and I'm like, all right, this is the end of me. Like, what's going on? And again, totally missed the Too Faced event. Couldn't go. And he told me that for 30 days, I can't speed in this area. Like, it was a motorcycle cop. So I was like, okay, I won't. I literally avoided that area for 30 days. Like, I wasn't going over there. And yeah, I got a ticket. I have to do traffic school. And no, I wasn't on my phone during when I got pulled over. That wasn't a reason. And he didn't get me for expired reg. He didn't even ask about that. I'm like, what kind of cop are you? You literally get all my paperwork and it literally is expired, because he didn't ask me about the tags or if I paid, which I had like the proof because I thought he was going to ask. So it was just like, all right, well, yeah, I understand your concern. I also am on your side. no one should text and drive or be on their phone and drive. But I didn't look at my phone. I wasn't posting and driving. I was simply just holding it like this. And technically, I was even more alert because when you drive a Lamborghini in California, you're crazy alert. I'd say much more than I am in my Tesla. In my Tesla, I'm like, this is my little go-kart, hee 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 hee. But like, you're driving an expensive car, you are definitely going to be as safe and alert as possible because it's expensive and I don't want anything to happen to the car or myself. But yeah, I didn't ignore you and I addressed it, and I admit I was on my phone, and you shouldn't be while you're driving. Time for the next confession. Again, make sure you guys send your emails, jordan@strawhutmedia.com, to be featured in the next pod. All right. This one is sad. Okay. I got a confession. I have a relationship with my girlfriend for like 4 years now. We are happy and still have a good relationship, but I am thinking a lot about my ex-girlfriend from 2014. I was looking at old pictures from then. We were our first loves, but didn't break up well. I don't want to hurt my girlfriend's feelings or talk to her about my feelings. I'm thinking of sending my ex a message just to ask, how did we break up and why? I can't remember it. Hope you've got some tips. Cheers from the Netherlands. I don't really understand that one part about you saying you didn't break up well, but then wanting to message your ex and asking how you broke up. That's basically 10 years ago, like door shut. You know what I mean? I would have like 2 different pieces of advice if you were in a relationship or if you weren't. Honestly, I don't think that you should message your ex and ask how you broke up and why. Because you're in a relationship, number 1. Number 2, if that's what you're like wondering and you would want to text her about, I feel like that's not really a good excuse, or that's not something that you should try to like, it just seems like you're like opening back up a door, like trying to like reminisce or like remember. And I just find that to be odd and weird. It would be, like I said, different if you weren't in a relationship. I'd be like, sure, like reach out to your girlfriend from 2014 and I guess ask. Okay, if you're with your girlfriend for 4 years, like this should be something that you take a lot of time to think about, see if it's really something that you want to do. And if it is, then go for it and, you know, do what you want. But yeah, I just feel like it's unfair, and I know that you feel like that your girlfriend doesn't feel like your girlfriend doesn't deserve that either. So it just sounds like a little tiny problem or concern you have can lead to a huge issue and hole in your heart. And this girl could be your future and you're stuck on some little thing from your past. So just try to have like a really clear head and really think about this and see if it's something that you think will be more beneficial to you or do more damage. So it's definitely a hard topic and definitely something that's, you know, probably difficult for you to be going through, but you just got to take a lot of time to really decide. And if you are going to reach out to that girl, I really suggest that you break up with your current girl. All right, that's enough for that confession. So Black Friday is coming up and I really want to have the best fashion in my school and also look at some Christmas presents for my family. Where should I shop and where should I look? Also, I love you. I love you too. All right, this is such a fun question and honestly the perfect time to be asking about Black Friday and shopping and gift giving and back to school after like winter break. You want to look like the baddest girl or guy in school. I got you. So I would say probably like my ultimate favorite stores right now would have to be, this is from Mad Happy. I love Mad Happy. They have been known for doing collabs, but also like the actual Madhappy stuff is super cool. I think it's like the best quality. I've been shopping there since I was maybe like 20 or 21, so not super long. It's fairly new, but they've done so many collabs with like Lakers and Uggs and even just like restaurants around LA. They're also in New York and Chicago, but they have an online store. I sound like so sponsored, but I'm not. So they actually do have a pop-up in West Hollywood. So that's where I like to go. But I love Madhappy, especially for fall, winter, because hoodies are the best and crew necks are the best. So definitely those, and they're amazing gifts. Last year I got my mom a Madhappy crew neck and she wears it all the time. She loves it. I always got my boyfriend Madhappy hoodies. And now he just has like 6 or 7 of them, and like he gets me like Elwood hoodies, which is another great store. Elwood, it's ELWOOD. Great for basics and the cutest sweat sets. They have crop tops now, and they have shorts and like sweatpants. They're really good colors, so they have like pretty pastels and browns, and sometimes it's like hard to find good colors in basics. So I would definitely recommend Elwood for like sweatpants and more of a chill vibe. Another place that I love that I actually have a discount code, and that discount code is in my TikTok bio, is Garage. They just like keep up with new arrivals very well and trends. And whether it's like cargo pants or sweaters or crop tops, they have it all, and they have all the trends. It's one of my favorite stores. I almost wear something from Garage every single day. It's in some malls, but also, again, online. And you guys can use my promo code. I'm pretty sure it's 15% off, and it might even be 20% off. So make sure you go check that out. I'm sure it's just Jordan Garage or Jordan 15 or something. But if I find that out, I'll put it on the screen for you guys. And if not, go check out my TikTok bio. I'll say like 2 more places. I would say for gifts, a really good place is Barefoot Dreams. I think that that's amazing for men, women, grandmas, babies, everything. They have slippers, robes, blankets. It's relatively more expensive. I would say like a robe's like $200, as well as a blanket, but it is the softest, best quality you can get. I love Barefoot Dreams. I have like at least 2 robes right now. I just moved, so I bought myself another robe. Love the slippers. They even have like couches coming out. It's just a really good store for gifts, and I bet they will have great sales for Black Friday. And then one more place, I would say I've been really loving Skims, and they just launched men's like last week. So go get your hands on some Skims. I'm literally going to buy my boyfriend like 6 boxers because I'm just gonna steal them at some point. Like, oops, like really soft boxers, like thank you. So yeah, I'm really excited for like that men's line, and I want to get some more stuff. But I just think that Kim is just killing it. She is such a queen. You can go out, you can go to lunch, you can sleep, you can do like so many things in Skims, and they have it all. They have like way more things than you can even think of. Like you think that they just have like bodysuits and dresses because that's like what they're like most known for, but they have literally everything. And I, again, bet they'll have some great Black Friday deals. So I hope that helped. That was a really long tangent about fashion, and I feel like it was like the perfect time, right in time for Black Friday and Christmas. So I hope that helps, your little gift giving guide from Jordan. All right, before we wrap this up, I have a very important question. As you guys know, this is my first episode ever. Technically season 2, but this is my first episode, and I want to hear all of your guys' feedback. So one main question I have for you guys is, do you want to have just the email option to send in your anonymous questions and advice and anything, or ratting me out, or, you know, your little 2 cents? Or do you want to also have a hotline to be able to call and have your voice featured. I just feel like maybe that's not as anonymous, but it's just a fun way to be able to connect with you guys even more. So if you guys want to have the hotline, make sure to leave a comment on my YouTube video. And if you are listening on the streaming platforms, then just give me a little DM or something, or a little comment on Instagram, and I'll be able to see it. So with all that being said, thanks for tuning in to my first episode of the Jordan Jones podcast, and I will see you guys next week with a new episode. Last but not least, again, you can send in an email at any time to jordan@strawhutmedia.com. It's on the screen, or you guys can find it in the description of the audio version. See you guys next week. Bye!
You've been listening to the Jordan Jones Podcast. Jordan's passion is to inspire, relate, and give you that much-needed one-hour escape from life's everyday struggles. Your family, and we're so glad you're here. Make sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Jordan Jones. Jordyn. This production is brought to you by Straw Hut Media, hosted by Jordan Jones, produced by Ryan Tillotson, edited by Daniel Ferreira. Additional production help by Carolyn Mendoza, Ali Ahmed, and Samir Gonchi. Keep shining bright like the diamond you are, and see you next time on the Jordan Jones Podcast.